all friends. I see a lot of people parking on TV Tower Road and putting in on the trail there.
Yes.
I'm trying to discourage that individually and personally because it's dangerous.
Oh, it is. Because I know that was one thing they brought up with council on that was that they were wondering, I think they were only on one side of the road was legally they could park or something at one time. I don't know, there was a whole big thing, but I think that would be a better, and it's great for you yourself because as a business right there, if guys are on the trail with their bikes and they're seeing, if you have signage there and anything, that's perfect.
You know, you say it's great for me. I like to reverse things and put everything towards my clients, my community. I've been a big giver to the community. Whenever I get a chance to volunteer with the schools or whatever, I definitely try. I believe it's more beneficial for them.
Yes.
And why I say it that way is because A, their safety is improved, and they can come to me when they need to. If you were unloading, I've had it happen this summer, big family event, not big event, a few family members trying to go for a bike ride and say they had a flat tire when they unloaded their bike. Well, it wasn't much of an inconvenience for them. They could just stroll into the shop and get their tire repaired timely and back out on the trail. There's a little blurb by Larry Warden about my bike shop. He was a client, a senior client who uses the trail, and he did his own little YouTube version edit of the trail, and he mentioned my bike shop in it. Larry was one of the customers. His best friend had got a flat and had it repaired right there. So I think it is working for people.
Does. It comes full circle.
It sure does. Have you been on the trail yet?
Just in the Petawawa area, and because it goes through the catwalk and that through Centennial Park and that goes through, and I do photo shoots all the time. So my wife and I used to actually go walk the trail a lot in the Petawawa area there.
Yeah, I had some involvement along the trail on the Pembroke side, but so I know if maybe Adam wants to add into that, is that it goes actually quite far, this trail, and it picks up near, well, actually, what's the name of that place there?
I don't know.
Right by the highway when you come down the hill, right after Greenwood Drive. Anyway, there's this parking lot, and then you're able to hop on the trail there in Cobden, going towards Cobden.
Yeah.
And it was involved into tree planting there along the trail to reduce some buffers that they that whenever they put the trail in, make it beautify.
Beautiful.
TD 3 days, tree days. That hear my French coming out again. I funded that. So yeah.
It's the, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the CN rail it was.
Yeah, it used to be, yes.
So the CN rail, as we know,
they owned the whole land
goes
there.
through many counties. Yeah. And now that's what we're having, is we're seeing this participation and involvement and of all the counties, really, like Lanark and others, and all of Brentford.
Yeah, it goes through, the only reason why I know it goes through, starts by an A. No. Almont is because of that whole bridge thing that they had there. They had
the big bridge there.
And then finally they decided to let the trail open onto the bridge and get built there. So that's why I know it goes pretty far.
One of the things as a cycle shop owner over the past decade, and again, coming from a very busy spot like in Niagara when I was doing a lot of cycling, huge infrastructure. Niagara tourism is massive, the Niagara Pelham area. So we don't have as much infrastructure for that. And that's where I'm seeing this trail has benefited other communities, not just Pembroke. I think it can greatly benefit Pembroke in the future with more involvement. We need lots of involvement. But it can draw tourism. Cycling tourism is huge. It's at an all-time high. And I don't think the bike's going away as a concept in general anytime soon.
And the health aspect, the health is big these days. So
the amount of people that can use it is what I like to see. Personally, I enjoy seeing the full spectrum of individuals. I see parents with 3-year-old kids who still can't ride a proper full bicycle, but they have a run bike and the kids are scooting along. Maybe it's a short journey, but they're out there with their family, and they can even bring their grandfathers and grandmothers along. And the trail, as a train would need it, very, very subtle, very flat, and I like that. That's made cycling safe and more enjoyable for a broader spectrum of individuals, which is great.
So I can picture this, little Adam sitting inside his shop there, and then getting bikes ready for the summer, and then all of a sudden March hits, COVID hits. What happened to little Adam?
Well, I didn't get any bigger, that's for sure. So I was still just little Adam. I drinking my coffee and pondering what's going to happen, right? We were all in at that moment, early last winter, late last winter, I should call it. What was going to happen? We're biting our nails, me specifically, wondering, Are we going to be able to open up? Thankfully, the bike industry was considered, I wouldn't call it a first level, but we were allowed to remain open because we're connected to the transportation industry.
Okay.
And in some communities, biking, in Portland, Oregon, like more than 60% of their population bikes every day to work. The Netherlands, over in Europe, huge cycling infrastructure, and they all participate. So it didn't affect me as much as many other businesses. So, you know, I condolences to those businesses that were hit hard. But we all have to keep moving and let the wheels spin and find traction somewhere.
Yes.
And I definitely just did what I'm naturally good at doing, I think, just being kind, open the doors, follow the practices. And I mean that very importantly. Like, we need to continue to follow those safe practices that the government's helped us find. But really, it didn't affect me in a negative impact. We've come across some other obstacles, and there will be future obstacles for all bike shops across Canada, across the world. It's affecting. I read a lot of world news on bike industry, and the supply and demand chain is where we're having a problem. It's not equal. It may not look to equalize for another year or two. There's a huge supply need, high demand, low supply.
Yes.
And I've never sold every bike in my shop any other season. I've been in business for more than a decade, and this is the first year that mid-season I had no bikes. And I felt like I couldn't do my job properly.
Exactly.
Because they would walk in.
Well, I think it's to do with the mental aspect of people too, because it's that they're all getting depressed. They're all told to stay home. They're not allowed to do anything. And I know with myself and my family, this was almost like a bonding agent too, because my daughter, my youngest is a daddy's girl, and she was like, well, Dad, let's go for a bike ride. And that was a bonding thing. It wasn't for the fact of the exercise, although I'm not saying I don't need it, but it was just she wanted to go out with Dad and go for a bike ride. And we would go for half an hour, go to the bike ride and that. And then every day it's like, Dad, we're going for a bike ride. So.
Well, what's great about the bike is, unless you're on a tandem bike, and even then you probably have a couple feet, but naturally biking needs space. You need to keep the safe distance between the rider in front of you and behind you, so you're not piling up or whatnot. So biking was a natural go-to, more so than even some other activities for outdoors. So that really allowed people to say, okay, there is something I can do. Let's get a bike. Let's get out on that trail. And I saw a huge spike. We had many, many new customers this year, hundreds more than the year before.
That is good.
Yeah, and a bike shop relies on its reoccurring clients. We create great relationships with these clients. I expect to see these clients each season, which I do. And then this year, all these new faces. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
You might have to see me soon, because I know that I was using my older daughter's bike when we went for a bike ride, so I might have to come see you too. So I'm glad you came to the show. I'm glad we got to learn more about you and
thank you.
Your shop, and also I'm glad that things are going well.
Oh, excellent.
Hopefully you get some more bikes into your shop.
We've got an order for 2021, and we are getting bikes. But first come, first
Where
serve.
can we find you online?
So,
you have a webpage?
www.yanthacycle.com. You can get there. There's a contact spot. You can book your tune-up right from there, or just give us a friendly call. We'd love to talk to you about your bike needs and wants.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in.